Janice Alton. And also Pedro Zavallos, Carmen Romero Lee, Teresa Cantor, and Dan Cohen. And I really hope I didn't forget anyone. And no, Mark Fitzgerald and Arthur Schwartz. Now I know anyone.
Okay, so before we officially kick off, good afternoon, good evening, Kyle Ishmael, Chair of the Auditorium. So technically, we haven't begun our official business just yet, but I want to take this opportunity before we begin the official program and allow some time for two brief speakers. One of them you will absolutely understand why I am allowing him some time. We would not be at this meeting but for his actions. So in a brief moment, we will hear from our new borough president, Brad Williams. You guys just let me stand here. It's just me. Well, maybe No, okay, great. Well, I'm glad we had an opportunity, like you all had an opportunity to hear from our borough president, Brad Williams. But then I also want to allow just a couple moments, if you will allow me as chair, to give a few brief moments to somebody who was considering being a candidate today, but during our candidates meeting just informed me that they will not be presenting themselves as a candidate this afternoon, but I want to be able to, as they are a public citizen, give them a brief moment to just explain themselves, and then we will kick off with the official meeting. This was agreed to by both of the candidates, so I hope it's not a problem, and we'll kick off shortly after. So with that, I'll give the microphone to Dr. North.
Good evening and thank you very much. Thank you, all of you, that you are here and instead of spending time somewhere else, and family, you are here and supporting democracy. Thank you, especially my favorite councilman, Eric, who is here. And I would like to say something. When I started, and I would like to address something very important issue as a candidate about our education and public education in public schools. We have very dramatic situation right now. I'm using this time for a few minutes just to tell you that 50%, or around 50% of fourth graders not pass math proficiency. We need to change it. And I really want you to support this idea to redesign education system. We spend $40 billion on education in New York City. It's around $40,000 per student. Teacher salary is 100 to 120. So this is 3 students cover teacher salary. And education process is going in the classroom, not somewhere else. So what do? We need to look what's going on with the rest of the money when you have 20 students in the classroom. So where the money going for? So that's why I'm here, because the outcome is disaster, and I don't know what's going on with the money. So please consider this. That's why primary are run. Of course, affordability can help. This is everybody issue, but all of us passed the school long time ago, and maybe this is not our core idea or looking. So I just come to remind that education of kids is our future. Please don't forget about it. And thank you also everybody who was on radio today. It was an amazing time. And at the end, I would like to say that because I believe to Eric and the delivery, I resigned from this. Even if I started this before, he was not going to consider it. Now he's the man number 1. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Garland. And I believe then that we are ready to begin. So I will now turn it over to Richard Oppenheimer, our temporary chairperson of the 47th Senate District Committee of the New York County Democratic Committee.
Thanks. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Great. Democracy lives in the greatest borough of the city of New York, and we're living proof of that. Yeah. And On that note, as temporary chairperson of the 47th Senate District Committee of New York County Democratic Committee, I'm calling this meeting to order. A notice of this meeting has been mailed in accordance with the rules of the Democratic Party in New York County to all the persons who have been duly certified as having been elected members of the county committee by the Board of Elections of the City of New York. The following have been appointed to assist in a meeting. Credentials Committee, Rebecca Weintraub. Tellers, committee members, and candidate representatives, Mara Fitzgerald. And I now recognize the Credentials Committee for their report. The Credentials.
Come on down.
I, as the representative of the Credentials Committee, the Credentials Committee reports that a quorum of 30% of the members of the 47th Senate District Committee have been assigned to roll and are present.
So it appears that we have the required quorum by the rules of the Democratic Party in New York County. The chair recognizes Adrian Ford.
I move that we approve the report of the Credentials Committee.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Yes.
I recognize officially Mark Landis.
You heard it first.
I second the motion.
You have heard the resolution. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The ayes prevail and the credentials report is adopted. The next order of business is the election of the permanent officers of the district committee. Are there any nominations for the position of chairperson of the district committee? The chair recognizes Paul Devlin.
I nominate Kyle Ishmael as the chairperson of the 47th Senate District Committee.
The chair recognizes Carmen Roman Lee.
I second the motion.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I declare nominations closed. Those in favor of electing Kyle Ishmael, chairperson of the 47th Senate District Committee of New York County, say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Well, any no's?
Any no's?
No!
So, with that, Kyle Ishmael is elected and takes the floor.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Richard. All right. Thank you to the 47th Senate District Committee. The next order of business is the election of the secretary of the committee. The chair recognizes David Warren.
I solemnly nominate Barry Weinberg for the position of Secretary of the 47th Senate District Committee.
Thank you, District Leader Warren. Is there a second for that motion? The chair recognizes Stephanie Pinto.
I second the motion.
There we go. All right. Are there any other nominations for secretary? Hearing none, I declare nominations closed. Those in favor of electing Barry Weinberg, secretary of the 47th Senate District Committee, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. Ayes have it, and Barry Weinberg is elected secretary of the 47th Senate District Committee. All right, the next order of business is the adoption of the rules of procedure for this committee. I'm going to read the rules. For those that do not have a copy, there are copies on the table on the side. We have them in English and in Spanish. But please bear with me as I proceed to read 1 through 5 of these rules. All right, our rules of procedure for the evening. Voting, number 1. When voting to make a nomination, each voter shall have a weighted vote assigned in accordance with the rules of the Democratic Party for New York County. On all other questions, each member shall have 1 vote. There shall be no voting by proxy. Number 2, agenda. Following the approval of the report of the Credentials Committee, the election of the permanent chairperson and secretary of the committee, adoption of the rules, and designation of a committee to fill vacancies, the sole item on the agenda shall be the nomination of the Democratic candidate for state senate from the 47th Senate District. No other business shall be in order. Number 3, nominations and voting. Candidates must be nominated and seconded from the floor by 2 different members of the 47th Senate District Committee. Each nominator and seconder will have 1 minute each to give remarks. Each nominated candidate shall be allotted 3 minutes to address the committee and accept or decline the nomination. Voting will be conducted in rounds, and the candidate to receive a majority of the weighted votes cast shall be declared the Democratic nominee. Candidates receiving less than 25% of the vote in the first round will not advance to the next round. If all candidates receive higher than 25%, the candidate receiving the lowest share will not advance to the next round. This will continue until a majority vote is won. Number 4, ballots. The chairperson will announce the place on the ballot. Each member must sign their name at the time of voting in order to ensure that the member was present at the time of voting. The tellers shall supervise the counting of ballots. If the tellers can make a reasonable determination of the candidate for whom the ballot was voted, the ballot shall be counted for that candidate regardless of spelling or other errors. If the tellers are unsure of the markings on the ballot, or if the ballot is unsigned or signed in the wrong place, the chief teller or an officer of the committee will request that the member come forward to explain or correct the ballot. If the member is present and offers a reasonable explanation of the markings on the ballot or corrects the signature of the ballot shall be counted. If the member is absent when called or is unable to offer a reasonable explanation, the ballot shall be marked void and shall be deemed not to have been cast. Number 5, tellers. The only persons authorized in the area where the ballots are counted are the officers of the committee and their designees, and 1 person designated by each candidate to observe the counting. Designated observers may not leave the counting area until the count is completed. These rules are intended to supplement and explain the rules and regulations of the Democratic Party of the County of New York. If there is any conflict, the county rules cover. Alrighty, those are our rules. The chair recognizes Janice Oppenheimer.
I move for the adoption of the rules of procedure for the 47th Senate District Committee.
Thank you, District Leader Oppenheimer. I will entertain a second. Second, can I have your name, sir?
Glenn Rauscher.
Thank you, sir. All right, is there any discussion on the proposed rules? If so, comments are to be limited to 30 seconds. Seeing none, there being no further discussion, those in favor of adoption of the rules of procedure say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes prevail and the proposed rules are adopted. Thank you very much. All right, the next order of business is the appointment of a committee to fill vacancies. The chair recognizes Leila Lord-Kisico.
I move that the following persons be appointed as the committee to fill vacancies in accordance with the election law. Keith L.T. Rice, Todd Ishmael, Barry Weinberg, Richard Oppenheimer, and Janice Oppenheimer.
Thank you, Leila. Is there a second for that motion?
I second it.
Second, all right, we have Beth Powell. Second, thank you. All right, are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I declare nominations closed. All those in favor of the appointment of the proposed committee to fill vacancies, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. Any abstentions? All right, the ayes prevail, and Keith L.T. Wright, Kyle Ishmael, Barry Weinberg, Richard Oppenheimer, and Janice Oppenheimer are appointed to the committee to fill vacancies. And the final order of business is the nomination of the candidate of the Democratic Party for the public office of member of the Senate District of New York County, in a special election to be held on February 3rd, 2026. Each candidate, upon being duly nominated and seconded, will be allotted 3 minutes to address the committee. With that, I will entertain a motion from Mr. Kevin Collins. Yes.
I proudly make the motion, we vote by acclamation, that Eric Botcher be the nominee for member of the Senate in the 47th district.
All right, just making sure I'm right over here. Let's hear from, oh wait, I need a second for that motion. Right here, in the glasses, tell me your name, please. Thank you, Megan. Okay, and so we are, wait, now we're allowed 3 minutes? Okay, 3 minutes from Eric Botcher, candidate to except for decline. Go ahead.
Don't need to turn that off.
Hi, everybody. So first of all, I want to thank all of you, the members of the county committee, from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to have lots and lots of thanks at the end, but first and foremost, I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. I want to give a very, very special shout out to someone who has made an extraordinary impact on our city, and someone who has a truly, truly remarkable record as a prolific legislator, and that is our borough president, Brad Hoyleman-Segal. Brad, it's truly extraordinary what you've done with the role of state senate, and you have set the bar, and you have you are a role model in this role, and I am so looking forward to working with you in our new capacities, and I hope to carry on your legacy and build upon it. So thank you again for your service. I want to thank all of you for giving me the honor and privilege of serving you. Public service is the greatest gift that I've ever received. I never imagined in a million years when I was a little kid, a little scared gay kid in the Adirondack Mountains, I never imagined in a million years that I would be here, part of such an extraordinary community of such extraordinary people, with the honor of serving you every day looking for ways to make the world better. And here's my underlying philosophy, my core belief is that the world can be a much better place, and we can achieve all the things we dream of. And during our time, we will make extraordinary progress. We can achieve a city where someone can come here with a few bucks and a few bags, like I did, and live out their dreams. A city where you can live in the neighborhood that you've known your whole life. And if your kids want to live there, they can afford to live there too, and so can their kids. A city and a world where healthcare and mental health care are human rights, not commodities for sale. A world that cares for our climate and not only steps up to address the dangers of climate change, but repairs the damage that's been done. A world where people love one another, irregardless of where you're from, where you pray, who you love. In a world where we stand up for our immigrant neighbors and we defeat fascism, authoritarianism, and hate once and for all. But it's in that spirit that I proudly accept your nomination to the next state senator for the 47th district. Thank you so much, everybody.
much, Eric. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the chair, excuse me, now declares nominations closed and calls for a vote by acclamation on the nomination of the Democratic candidate in the special election to be held on or around February 3rd, 2026, for the public office of Senator from the 47th District, State of New York. All right, do we have a vote of the entire room for Eric Baccio? In favor of Eric? Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the ayes have it, and Eric Baccio is the Democratic nominee. The chair quickly recognizes Paul Devlin for a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Ian Cohen, thank you very much. And can I get a quick? All in favor of closing the meeting, say aye. Any opposed, say no. Any abstentions? All right, and we'll give. Yeah, now. Yeah, let's go now. So, we have closing remarks by our Democratic nominee for Senate.
Hey everyone, they told me I'd have a chance to say thank you. And so I do want to thank some people. And if everyone could just hang out for one more minute, I want to thank some people because there's a lot of people who I'm incredibly indebted to and thankful for. And I just want to say, starting with all of you, the members of the county committee, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank our district leaders, Mark Fitzgerald, Richard Oppenheimer, Janice Oppenheimer, John Wallmeyer, Patricia Still, Yvette Powell, Dan Coleman, Teresa Cantor, Carmen Romero Lee, Pablo Ceballos, David Warren, Paul Devlin, Leila Agisico, Rob Ghana, Adrian Ford, and Arthur Schwartz. Thank you all. I want to thank Keith Wright, and let's give a big hand to Kyle Ishmael and Barry Weinberg, everybody. I want to thank my colleagues, Gary Nadler, William Siegel, Gail Brewer, Linda Rosenthal, Tony Simone, Deborah Glick, Michael Lasher, Sean Brady. I want to thank Scott Stringer as well. I want to thank the members of my team, Ben Hoffman, Mark Robinson, Sarah Steiner, Tyrone Stevens, my chief of staff, Carl Wilson. For those of you who live above 55th Street, you are in for a treat when it comes to the people that I have in my office who you're going to get to meet. They are incredible public servants, and I'm so excited to bring them with me to this 47th district. I want to thank my mom and dad. They are not here. My mom and dad are not here. When I was 15 years old, and when I was struggling, my dad came into my room and he sat on the edge of the bed and he said, Eric, I want you to know that your mother and I will love you no matter what. No matter what. That saved my life, and it's what keeps me going every day. How lucky am I? So I just want to close by saying this. You know, earlier on, I talked about what is possible in our world. And here's how I know that these things are all possible. And those of you in my district, you know about my grandmother. She died a few years ago at the age of 4. She was born in the Bronx in 1917. In 1917, women did not have the right to vote in New York State. 1 out of 10 kids didn't survive childbirth. People did not have hot water in their homes. Child labor was legal and widespread, and on and on and on. We are going to see that kind of progress in our lifetimes. But the progress that happened in my grandmother's lifetime, it didn't just happen automatically. It happened because she and others fought for it. They demanded it. They put their bodies on the line, and the Democratic Party helped make that. Do that in our time. Let's go do it. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone. One last thing. My name is Keith Wright, and I'm proud to be the county leader of Kansas and Kern Boxer as our new state senator. But even more than that, coming out today is great. But don't forget to vote on February the 3rd. February the 3rd. February the 3rd. Say it with me.
February 3rd. February 3rd.
Louder.
February 3rd.
Hey, where's your party at?
Oh, I'm gonna go have a drink at Rise Bar on 54th and 9th. You are all invited. Let's go.
Vote for our project.